Niger intercepts 104 Almajiri at boundary, returns urchins to Sokoto. Welcome to the news, and please subscribe to our channel. The Niger state government has repatriated 104 Almajiri intercepted at the entrance of Mina to Sokoto state. The Director General Child Rights Agency, Miriam Kolo, had made this known in Mina on Monday, revealed that the Almajiri were between the ages of 4 and 10 and made a trip from Sokoto to Mina in a truck. Wow. Now, this is what Aisha Yusufu, the human rights activist, spoke about. You see this issue of insecurity. You see the issue of there's so much menace that is going on in the north. A whole lot has to do with ignorance. A whole lot has to do with lack of education. A whole lot have to do with, with parenting. How do you giving birth to children without no means of, you don't have plans of training these children. You don't have plans of, okay, if these children come, how are they going to live their lives? Are they going to be living their lives to where I live? Some even give birth to children so that they can help them beg. Now, I'm saying that these people have people, as in the Northerners are the helm of affairs. Why not, if they really, really want the region to be better? Sincerely, if they want the region to be better, all they need to do is to introduce light. The light I'm talking about here is education. The light I'm talking about here to those who are already adults are introducing what we call family planning, contraceptive method to these women, showing them that yes, there are ways you can get intimate with your partner and not get pregnant, so that you can in turn take care of the ones you have. If these people if they don't get this right, see this insecurity, we keep having children soldiers, and before you know, those children soldiers, because they have not experienced love, they have not experienced care, they don't know what it is. If they come out after growing up and see their mates doing things for themselves, they will breed hatred. Before you know, they'll start breeding hatred, and before you know, they will now turn to another terrorist. That is why Aisha Yusufu said, if they don't deal with, this Almajiri method of thinking, giving birth to children, all in the name of you want to use them to beg, and you don't send them to school, you don't send them to get a better life, you don't help them, this issue of insurgence is just starting. She said it, and I'm 100% in support of it, to be sincere, 100% in support of it. Let's listen to the news in detail. She described the means of transporting the Almajiri on such a long distance in the Harmattan code as wicked and callous. Kolo expressed shock that despite the measures put in place by the government to prevent such incidents, some people still find ways of sneaking children into the state under the pretext of getting them educated. We are being very proactive. We are very shocked that someone will come into the state with 104 children all the way from Sokoto state to Niger state under the guise of sending them to an Islamic school without any provision for food or funds, she stated. The DJ reaffirmed that the state government's position on the ban on Almajiri and street begging was still valid, adding that it was inhuman to allow a 4-year-old to travel long distances to acquire Islamic knowledge. I find it sad that parents will release children as young as 4 years to be taken to a far destination just to learn Islamic education. We are not against Islamic education, but what we are saying is that the rights of the children have to be secured and assured, Kolo said. During the interrogation, an adult in whose custody the children were found said they were coming from Ilela in Sokoto state, adding that he was bringing the children into Niger state to acquire Islamic education. He said that there was an Islamic center at Almajiri in the Boso local government area of a state where the boss will reside and will be educated. Now, this is what we are talking about. This is what you are talking about. When parents don't even know better, this is what happens. You are giving your child that is as low, how many years old? 4 years old. A child that is supposed to be, during that period, bonding with the parents. That is the time you have to watch closely the character the child develops. In fact, during this period, 5, not even 4, 5 till when the child is 12, 13, 14. That is the opportunity you have as a parent to shoot your shot of good character into this child. If not, anything you do, whatever it is that you do, to be sincere with you, do you know what is going to happen? If you miss the opportunity of inculcating good characters into these children, and they turn 12, and they turn 13, 14, then 15, forget it. There is no prayer that will work. Oh. This is not after you start saying that your enemy has located you. No. Sending children in the moment. These parents, it is because they do not know better. The first thing to be done about these people is to make sure you get their parents to listen to you. First of all, they have to know that there are means of getting themselves safe. Safe in the sense of the means of getting intimate with their husbands without bearing children, without getting pregnant. Secondly, you have to tell them, if you're bringing in any child into the world, make them understand they should be wanting a better life for those children. You don't bring in a child into the world just because you need the child to beg for you. No. You are responsible for yourself. If somebody brought you into the world through that method, it is your fight to make sure you don't bring somebody into the world. They should make to understand that bringing in children into the world just to abandon them, to send them off to these schools or to send them to beg is not the way. You have to start correcting it from the parents, because there's no way you get to the children without the parents. Now, if the parents know better, would they have given their children out, 4 years old? 4 years old children out so that they can go and start begging? No. So, a lot of work. This Almajiri system, they will have to make the parents see reasons with them while their children should stop begging. They should see reasons with them why they should start making use of contraceptives and methods to prevent pregnancy, so that they in return will be able to take care of their children, the ones they have already. Yes. Then gradually, you now introduce education to them. Education, not just Islamic, education. And I want to even believe that if you catch the parents more, if you're able to convince the parents and they see reasons with you, they themselves in return will be able to impact the children, sending them to go to school, making them understand that, look, I wouldn't want you to continue in the life that I'm continuing. I want to believe that there are people who are not giving birth in the north. They know what I'm talking about. They did not raise their children to be that. So those people are educated, it now falls on their shoulders to ensure that they educate the ones that are not educated and help this thing off. It will go a long way. This thing I'm talking about. It will go a long way to stop the insurgents. It will go a long way to solve the insecurity. It is one of the problems we have in this Nigeria concerning insecurity and insurgency. On this note, we have come to the end of news.